What's going on, everyone? Alliance Orc here, and welcome back to another video. And in this video, we are going to be going over 10 of the most unique mounts in World of Warcraft. So what I mean by unique is these mounts either are very special in some way, shape, or form, or their model has not been duplicated at any point in time. And by all means, comment down below what is your favorite, most unique mount. Also, before we get started, this video will not be using store mounts, because I could literally make an entire video off of that alone. And we will not be using TCG mounts. Trading post mounts are on the table, as that is widely accessible to everyone. Also, no gladiator mounts either. So, starting off our list, coming in at number 10, we have the Darkmoon Dirigible. So, looking past the anniversary Zeppelin that was available to the Horde, this is probably the closest we have come to actually having a blimp as a mount. I know there's the depleted Kyperium rocket for engineering, but I really don't feel like that is blimp material. The Darkmoon Dirigible is 1,000 Darkmoon tickets at the Darkmoon Fair, so not a lot of people have this. And the mount has just been a mainstay on a very unique and aesthetically pleasing look. But it's only 10 on our list. There's plenty more to go. And I want you guys to try and see if you can figure out what number 1 is, because I don't think you will. But coming in at number 9, we have the Heartbound Lupine. This mount is acquired from the Protoform Synthesis out in Zereth Mortis. And what I like about this mount that makes it so unique is it is the only wolf mount in the game that can fly. If there is a wolf mount I am missing, by all means let me know. But when it comes to wolf mounts that you can ride through the air with, he is the only one. And I remember I was shocked when I found out this thing could fly, because originally I did not know that this mount was capable of flight. It was very much an eye-opener for me. And aside from the Vicious Saddle, which is just a more armored up version, this is definitely, in my opinion, one of the most unique wolves in the game. And I would highly recommend getting it, because it is a fantastic mount. Coming in at number 8, though, and this one's kind of a hot take, but I'm choosing Buzz and the other wasps from the Zereth Mortis mount, all in like a little collective tie, because they could have easily made more wasp mounts, especially right now with how they're doing the Zereth Mortis B mounts. They could easily introduce a wasp, but they haven't, meaning the Protoform Synthesis is the only way you can acquire the wasp mounts. So I kind of just clumped all 3 of them in here collaboratively, just because, you know, that's the only way you're getting a wasp mount is through the Protoform Synthesis. And Buzz is honestly, in my opinion, just one of the better looking ones. And it's actually one of my more favorite mounts. But yeah, that's what puts Buzz at number 8. Coming in at number 7, we have the Glacial Tidestorm from Jaina Proudmoore on Mythic in Dazara lore. So, I know what y'all are probably thinking. This mount ain't unique. There's all nah. All of those little shadowy twister things, I'm like lumping them into their own category. And aside from those, the only other elemental mounts that have been in the game, at least that I have seen, is the Ragnaros mount, which is no longer obtainable to my best knowledge, and the BlizzCon Blizzard elemental, which is also no longer obtainable. This is like This mount is a mage's dream come true. If you're a frost mage and you want to fit that Jaina RP lifestyle or some other famous mage, then this mount is your go-to, because RIP to having water elementals out, this is just a very mage mount, and I love how unique it is in that aspect of, like, in terms of role play. This mount has it. It is by far one of the best, like, racial mounts, I guess you could call it, because it just does its job of being unique so well. Coming in at number 6, though, we have the Rat Stallion, the Ratty one. The Rat Stallion is a mount that comes from the Dalaran Sewer, easily farmable solo. Might make a video on that, but as of this point in time, this is the only rat mount in the game. And I know there's probably going to be like a little bit of debate on the little like moles being closely related to that, but I don't see the moles as being part of the rat family. And I'm talking about the ones from the Ringing Deeps, by the way. But the Rat Stallion, ever since the Legion, has been a long-standing only rat of its kind. And it's actually owned by very few players, especially with how easy it is to get. It just takes a little time and commitment inside of Dalaran Sewers on the Broken Isles, and this mount is easily yours. Definitely a very unique mount, and part of me hopes that they just honestly keep it unique that way. You know, the OG rat. Like, I love it. But coming in at number 5, and I will explain myself for this. But coming in at number 5, I put the Soaring Spell Tome. Unfortunately, a mount I do not yet own, so I can't really show it off. But the Soaring Spell Tome was one of the mounts that was in contesting with a few other mounts to be like a free mount to everyone for X amount of time. And one day, you know, maybe I'll have it, because going back to the whole mage theme, but this mount is literally another perfect mage mount. But it is like, you're probably not ever going to see another book mount again. So, you know, 100% if you are a fan of unique mounts, this is definitely one that you need to be acquiring, because the Soaring Spell Tome is its own kind of like bragging right, as well as unique mount that basically majority of the player base will never own. As you can see right now, it is only owned by 2% of the player base. One day it'll be me. But coming in at number 4, we have the Kitty of Slime, the Kitty of Goo, Jigglesworth Sr. I decided to include this mount because while it does share a similar animation to Panthers and the Night Sabers, I feel like, because, fun fact, Jigglesworth, the Wandering Ancient, and the Spell Tome were all part of the same competition. And the Wandering Ancient won, but Jigglesworth was one of the very, very highly sought after mounts in that contest. Because, I mean, bro, it's literally an ectoplasmic kitty. You know, you can't really go wrong with that. And it has definitely garnered the eyes of many players who wanted to get this mount during the end of Dragonflight. And its ownership has gone up a fair bit too. But yeah, coming in at number 3 though, the top 3 I feel like have earned their spot as the top 10 most unique mounts. Coming in at number 3, I'm going to have to give it to Eve's Ghastly Charger, because let's be serious, people. For as long as Hallow's End has been a thing, the player base has constantly been screaming for a broomstick mount. And Blizzard finally delivered by giving us this broom from the trading post. Is it still on the trading post? No. But this mount was absolutely... It got so much positive outlook on it when it came into the game, which Blizzard then later released it as a store mount, claiming that it's going to go away. But I don't believe that for a second, because like I said, the Eve's Ghastly Rider has always been a player favorite and is the only witch's broom that you can use year round. It is by far one of the best mounts, especially for RP purposes, and I know everyone loves it, especially during Hallow's End when the mount is literally instant cast. But coming in at number 2, anyone with a brain could have seen this one coming. It's Invincible. The fabled steed of Arthas Menethil and the OG flying horse. There have been many flying horses over the years, but in terms of unique horses, Invincible is king. There will never, ever be another mount like Invincible ever in the game, because I feel like from a player-based standpoint, making another Invincible would absolutely just be disrespectful on this horse's legacy that it has brought to the game. Many people to this day still seek this horse. Many people have given up on this horse. And then a very select few players actually have this horse. And as long as this game is around, I'm hoping and praying that they never ever try to do an Invincible knockoff, because I don't think anything will ever compare to the OG, no matter how hard they try. This horse is on its own legacy. This horse is absolutely... It needs to be like upgraded to the second ever legendary mount, in my opinion, because that's how unique it is. But coming in at number 1, and I have to explain myself for this, but I gotta give it to the Hive Mind. There is so much about this mount that is unique and of its own league, that it is its own prize in and of itself. So allow me to explain. There's a lot you have to do to get this mount. First off, you have to get 5 monocles with 5 different people. Like, everyone gets their own monocle. And then you gotta do all these puzzles with these 5 people. And once you are done with these 5 puzzles, this mount, when attuned to be acquired, those 5 people can all ride in the mount together. This is the only mount in Warcraft's history. Out of all 1,000 plus mounts, this is the only 5-seater mount in the game. And you got to think, if you actually do the attunement quest with 5 people you actually play with on a regular basis versus 5 random pugs, just imagine you're doing a battleground with 5 of your friends. The opponent just sees this one squid coming up. You dismount and 4 other people appear. This mount is, in my opinion, the most unique mount for its design, for its concept, and for its transportation ability. Like I said, this is the only mount that's also flying, by the way. Only flying mount in the game. Only mount in the game that can carry 5 people at once. Basically, half of a raid team can travel in this one squid, as long as they are also attuned to your mount. But with that being said, we're going to wrap this video up. You know, with there being over 1,000 mounts in the game, I just have to ask, what do you feel the most unique mount is? because I'm sure I probably got some people who are going to disagree with me, and I want to hear your opinions. You know, let me know how badly I screwed up. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.